Hi, I'm Harrison Johnson, and today I'm going to be discussing my fitness assignment number 5. So, for the first part of this assignment, and we're going to be talking about muscle power. In part A, identify a personal area of focus for improvement. So, I will be focusing on my bench press. And then B, provide evidence as to why you are focusing on this area. I'm focusing on this area because I have a herniated disc, so it's currently the only compound movement that I can do 100%. C, explain what muscle power is and why it is improvement to develop. So muscle power is, I like to think of it as the explosiveness behind every movement. There's strength and then there's power. Strength is how much you can press, but power is everything behind it. So a good example of this is runners in the 100-meter dash. They're going to get down, they're going to set up on their block, and then the muscle power is the explosiveness when the gun goes off and they're exploding from the block, and they can carry that out through the 100 meters because 100 meters is not that long of a distance. And then teach 2 drills to improve muscle power of the focused area. So 2 ways I can improve the power on my bench press are, for one, I can do a banded bench press. So I'll grab a band, put it on one side around the bar, drape it below the bench, and put it around the second side of the bar. So when I go out and I'll be benching, there's going to be resistance on it, and it's going to be working on my eccentric. And that's just another way to work on your power, because you're having resistance fight you, so you have to push through that. Another way to increase the power of my bench press is a block bench press. And a block bench press is when you have a block on your chest and you can stack multiple ones. So this is gonna narrow down what muscle group you're training on your bench, because your bench consists of your chest, shoulders, and tris. So for me, the lacking part of my bench is my lockout, so it's all my tris. So I can stack up a few blocks. So instead of coming all the way down, I'm gonna go right here and I'm exploding through there. So that is gonna kind of cut off any momentum I can use. So I'm gonna stop right here, and I got press right there. And over time, enough reps of that will improve my tris, improving my lockout, and overall improving my whole bench. And then E, cite any resources I used. I've basically just learned that over time through my lifting career, and it's worked very well. So part 2 of this assignment, squat progression. Explain what it means to progress in an exercise. So to progress in an exercise is, you're making progression, typically with weight. I'm just gonna be referencing the gym a lot. So let's say you start squatting and you squat 135 for 5. That's like your starting block. 2 weeks later, you can squat 155 for 5. That is progression. B, demonstrate how you would progress a squat for beginner. What cues would I use to assist them in developing? So I squat low bar personally, but if I'm gonna start working with a new guy, I would assess what bar works for them, what feels the most comfortable, high bar or low bar. But in this case, let's say they choose low bar, and I'll just start from the ground up. So when I'm getting under the bar, I'm gonna get in low bar position, and when I step back, I'm gonna make sure my feet are right outside my shoulders. I personally like to have them right outside my shoulders with my feet out like this a little bit. I think like right outside your shoulders is the perfect width to have them out. And when you angle your feet a little bit like this, I feel like it allows me to open up my hips more. So next we'll go to the hips. And when you squat down, you're gonna wanna kind of sink into a hole. You're gonna wanna I like to keep my hips kind of loose. You allow yourself to get into that hole, and when you're going into the hole, you're driving your knees out. Not forward, but they're opening out to allow yourself to get into that hole. And you're gonna wanna brace your core, flex your lats, keep them tight, get a really firm base. Your back and core is very tight. And when you're squatting down, keep your chest up. Another way that I like to do is, keep your chin back like this, so you're looking straight ahead. And that's gonna just allow you to subconsciously keep your chest up. And then, keep everything tight, just squat, and then, focus on all the cues I just said. Teach 2 exercises that I believe would improve a person's mobility and flexibility, which would aid in the performance of the squat properly. Okay, so I'll just take you over here. All right, so 2 exercises that I learned from Squat University. He's a physical therapist, really big on Instagram. So to loosen up your hips for a squat, I have a dumbbell here, but when I do this exercise, I would use a plate, 25-pound plate. That's just my preference. So you go down, you keep your elbows on the inside of your knees, and you're gonna sit in this hole. Just trying to like keep yourself upright, just like how you would be normally in the hole of your squat. And you're gonna hold this for 30 seconds. I like to do 2 sets of this, maybe 3, and it's really just like stretching your hips, loosening up yourself for when you're in the hole. Next part is the same thing, but you're gonna come down and your elbows are gonna go on your knees, and you're not as far down in the hole. You're gonna be a little more upright, so you can put pressure on your knees. And this is gonna work your ankle mobility. When you rotate forward like this, you do 5 seconds at a time, and you're just gonna go back and forth, leaning forward, kind of putting your weight through your elbow. And this is gonna work on your ankle mobility, which is very important for your squat as well. And then D, cite my sources, Squat University. Found them on Instagram a while back. I feel like they're a very reliable source. He also has a blog I follow a lot and just published his first book recently. Thank you.